What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to this week's Monday Mindset video. This week we're going to be going into a story called The Tale of Two Wolves. It's a super impactful short story that has a lot of meaning behind it. So with that being said, let's get right on into it. So on an evening, an old Cherokee Indian told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside of all people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two wolves that are inside of us all. One is evil, and we'll call him defeat. Defeat represents anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other one is good, and we'll call this wolf triumph. So triumph represents joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, faith, and forgiveness." The grandson now thinks about this for a minute after taking the information of these two wolves that are inside of us all, triumph and defeat, and he says to his grandfather, he goes, "Which wolf wins?" And the way that the grandfather replies is, "The one that you feed." And that's where the story ends. That's the whole story. It's super quick, but there's a lot of impactful meanings in this story that we can take out of it. Obviously, what's this showing us is that we have the power to choose our thoughts and actions, and ultimately the direction of our entire life. These two wolves represent the influences of positive and negative things in our lives that symbolize the battle going on between our thoughts and actions, whether they're positive and or negative. So I took away 4 key points from the story that we're going to dive into now. The first one is that our thoughts and actions shape our entire destiny. Just as triumph's choices and actions led to victory, our choices determine our life's direction. We can choose to focus on positivity, growth, and resilience to overcome these challenges. And this reminds me of a quote from the Bible, actually, that says, "As man thinketh in his heart, so he is." What we constantly think about and believe in our hearts and dwell upon in our minds can determine the kind of person we become and the choices that we're going to make in life. If our thoughts are predominantly positive, we know that we're going to get a positive end goal in our life. And if they're negative, in turn, we're going to be getting a negative result in our life going forward. And we need to live and align ourselves with our values and live a positive life and feed the positive wolf. The next thing that it teaches us in the story is that temporary setbacks are just a part of life. Just like triumph encounters with defeat, we will face temporary defeats and setbacks on our journey. However, these setbacks do not define us. This is not where we stop. These can act as a teacher and a probable lesson that maybe we needed to learn at that time. So this takes us now into what's the difference between failure and temporary defeat. So failure is a permanent thing that happens when one quits in the face of adversity. It represents the decision to accept defeat as its final form and no longer continue to go. That could be in a goal, in a situation that you're in, whatever it is. If you face a point and you give up, that is quote unquote failure. Now, temporary defeat is also a failure, but it's not permanent. This acts as a teacher and a stepping stone that provides a valuable lesson and insights that can reveal a certain weakness in our plan or a strategy that we needed to address in that moment. And the moment that we continue to keep on trying to push forward, it is now a temporary defeat and is no longer failure. So remember, keep these two things in mind, that failure is permanent and temporary defeat is temporary. The next thing is that we have the power to overcome negativity at all times. So triumph's victory over defeat shows that we can prevail over negative influences within us by choosing to nourish the positive qualities. We can diminish the power of the negative ones in our life. So it's very simple. If we keep on focusing on positive things, in turn we're going to be getting positive things back. If we choose to focus on negative things and be negative, we know that we're not going to be abundant and get good things coming back to us. So continue to choose to nurture the positive wolf triumph in these different lessons. And the fourth and final thing is that self-awareness and there's choice in our life. This underscores obviously the self-awareness and the mindful choices that we can make consciously every single day that are going to strengthen ourselves and progress us going into life forward, therefore shaping our entire character and our destiny. And this story is truthfully just a simple story that really sets us up for success in life, because now think in the back of your mind that every time you go into a certain situation, whether it's positive or negative, realize which wolf is getting fed. If you're faced with a temporary setback, and now you're on the line of, is this going to be a failure? Is this going to be a temporary defeat? And it's going to be a lesson that we're going to continue to go. Think about what wolf you want to feed. when something doesn't go your way, take a step back, breathe, and think about which wolf is getting fed right now. Is it triumph or is it defeat? And obviously we know that if we keep on nurturing and feeding triumph, the wolf triumph, that we're going to receive positive things in our outcome of our life. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. This one is a super impactful story to me. It's quick, it's easy, and there's a lot of great lessons in it. I'll see you guys next week. Let's have a great week and crush our goals.